Look at this beautiful city, Cincinnati. People are rushing to work, kids are playing in the yards. Someone is sipping coffee at a street cafe, and someone else is fighting for their life. Everyone has their own story, their own worries, their own reality. But one story in this city changed everything. The story of Ryan Hinton. A young man, just 18 years old. A boy who dreamed, who lived, who made plans. Until the day when everything went wrong. What happens when justice feels out of reach? When a father watches the final moments of his son's life, and hours later, a police officer is dead. This tragic story unfolded in Cincinnati, Ohio, in May 2025, and it sent shockwaves through the entire country. It's the story of Ryan Hinton, an 18-year-old teenager with a future ahead of him, and his father Rodney, whose world fell apart in a single day. Ryan Hinton wasn't a criminal. He was a high school senior, loved basketball, had a passion for cars, and dreamed of attending a local tech college. His teachers described him as quiet, focused, and helpful. His mother said Ryan never went looking for trouble. But on May 2nd, 2025, everything changed. That afternoon, Cincinnati police responded to a call about a stolen vehicle. Officers pursued a suspect, eventually locating Ryan near an apartment complex. Body camera footage would later show the officers exiting their cruiser. Guns drawn, shouting, "Show your hands." 6 seconds later, shots rang out. Ryan dropped to the pavement. Police claimed he had reached for a weapon. A handgun was found near him, but according to later forensic analysis, it hadn't been fired and the fingerprint evidence was inconclusive. In the days that followed, Ryan's family demanded access to the full footage. When Rodney Hinton, Ryan's father, finally saw the uncut video, he reportedly sat silently, expressionless. But something inside him shattered. Less than 2 hours later, Rodney got behind the wheel of his black SUV and drove toward the University of Cincinnati. There, 58-year-old Deputy Larry Henderson, a recently retired officer temporarily assisting with traffic control, was standing in a crosswalk. Without braking, Rodney's SUV accelerated and struck him directly. Witnesses said it looked intentional. Deputy Henderson was killed instantly. Rodney Hinton was arrested at the scene. As officers restrained him, he reportedly said just one thing: "You killed my son. Now you know what it feels like to lose someone you love." Prosecutors charged him with first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer, a charge that could result in life in prison under Ohio law. His defense attorney stated that Rodney was not in his right mind, that he was temporarily driven insane by the trauma of watching his son die. His wife, Ryan's mother, later said in an interview, "We lost our son. And now the state took my husband. That's not justice. That's destruction." The governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, condemned the violence but called the situation a mutual tragedy. Public reaction was intense and polarized. Some people blamed Rodney for taking justice into his own hands. Others said he was a grieving father, pushed beyond his limits by a system that took his child without accountability. Protesters marched through Cincinnati demanding justice, not only for Ryan, but for countless others whose lives had been lost or shattered in similar ways. This is more than a story of crime. It's a story of heartbreak, of how quickly life can turn into a nightmare. One son dead. One father behind bars. One police officer killed. 3 families broken forever. Was Rodney Hinton a murderer or a man broken by grief? And can any system call itself just if it leaves people with no hope but revenge? If this story moved you, leave a comment. What do you think? Who is to blame? And is there any way to prevent tragedies like this from happening again? Life is fragile. Take care of each other.